So the Switch 2 announcement could be right around the corner, and also Microsoft might be releasing Xbox games on both PlayStation and Nintendo consoles. There's a lot to talk about. I think my last Switch news video was 5 months ago, but I wanted to talk about some stuff that's been going on recently. So let's kick it off with the Microsoft stuff. And this kind of goes all the way back to when Microsoft acquired Activision, Blizzard, and King. And they said that Call of Duty would be coming out on all platforms with complete parity. Complete parity is that it'd be the same on all systems, right? And obviously we know that can't be true on the current Switch because it's just too underpowered. It's running a 2015, a 9-year-old chip, an APU, right? So it's very old. So Microsoft already hinted at the Switch's successor here. However, there's now new rumors that Microsoft are going to come out and basically say, we're doing more games on all systems, like first-party titles for Xbox for different systems. There's been rumors of Starfield coming to PlayStation. Don't know about that. I think the more believable ones are the rumors of like Sea of Thieves coming to Nintendo and PlayStation, that kind of thing. But anyway, this Thursday, Microsoft are doing a big sort of announcement thing, right? Which is where they're going to be talking about the future of Xbox and the business, their whole business strategy and plan. And this is where we're going to learn all this new stuff about whether or not they are actually going to be bringing their games to other systems, and I really think they will. You know, it just makes sense. Xbox are down on sales on the systems themselves, Nintendo and PlayStation are right up, and of course Microsoft are they're a $1 trillion company, multiple $1 trillion company. They know what they're doing. Their like business strategies are going to be, in line. So I think we're going to see some Xbox games coming to the Nintendo Switch for certain, stuff like Sea of Thieves, and that's amazing for us Switch players. I really think it is. And I'm an Xbox player as well, so I really hope they do like cross saves, I hope you have to like sign in or whatever, and then you could essentially play on the go as if you've got like a little Xbox handheld with the Switch. But most importantly, this is to me pointing towards the Switch 2, and I think that the timing of this release is fully loaded with the impending announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2. We've got even more rumors saying that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct directly after the Xbox One. So the Xbox One's on Thursday, and supposedly we're going to get a Nintendo Direct on Friday immediately after. However, this isn't going to be the Switch release, the Switch 2 announcement. We think, there's been sort of talks saying that we'll see a partner showcase or like an indie direct, that kind of thing, a lower sort of thing before the announcement of the Switch 2. And it's heavily implied that the Switch 2 is going to be announced in March. So really, really soon. So I was listening to a podcast with Kit and Krista, the previous Nintendo employees. They dealt with the launch of the Switch and that kind of stuff. And they heavily believe that that's going to be the case. Because they're saying, if you notice on Twitter, Nintendo are just dumping so many like mini announcements, like flooding their feed with all these things they're trying to get out of the way before the end of their like fiscal year, I suppose, which ends at the end of February, I think it is. And then the new year starts for them in March. And that's when they're directly going to announce the Switch 2. That's what they believe. I think that's pretty much in line with everything else we're kind of hearing and stirring around. Xbox are going to announce this thing saying, the new games are coming out on all systems, including Nintendo, but maybe they don't say Switch. Maybe they just say Nintendo systems, and then followed on directly in a month's time by the Switch 2 announcement. And then that's got the rest of the year to play out like 1,000 Year Door remake and the other games like Princess Peach and Luigi's Mansion 2 and that kind of thing that have been announced for the Switch already. I think this is going to be like seeing those play out, and then we're going to see the actual release of the Switch 2 towards the end of the year, like Q3, Q4, right before the holidays, before Christmas, so that everyone can buy them up and go that way. And I think that's what's going to happen. I feel like that's going to happen. And we're also seeing more rumors of like the APU inside the actual Switch 2. So previously it was going to be like an iteration of another Nvidia chip. I don't remember what it was for. It was already in use for something and like some sort of business thing, and then they were going to adapt it. However, there's now new reports saying that it's going to be a custom-made Nvidia chip, and that Nvidia are actually going to make a whole separate business side for custom built APUs and chips for like people like Nintendo, right? And I think that's pretty, you know, a safe bet rumor, you know, like that makes sense to me. And we're seeing as well that supposedly backwards compatibility has been in testing. So we're going to see backwards compatibility with the Switch 2, which is all I've wanted for years. If you've been watching the channel before, I just went heavy on the hardware stuff and reviewing controllers. I've been saying just make the Nintendo Switch the same business model as Apple with iPhones. Don't change it. Just keep the same thing and just make it slightly better each time. I don't even use iPhones, but you know, when you look at iPhones, they're all the same, right? And that's why people like them. It's a really easy to understand system. Nothing changes much, but it always gets slightly better in terms of performance and cameras and that kind of stuff. That's what the Nintendo need to do with the Nintendo Switch. They've nailed it, you know, with the hybrid system, handheld, console gaming. Don't change it, Nintendo. That is the perfect thing. Never change. Just make it better each time, you know, make it more powerful. Add some extra stuff if you want to. But that like split system where you only have one console for both like home console and handheld, that is perfect. And we've seen so many other things follow suit since then, like the Steam Deck, for example. And of course, it makes sense that they do that because they've just been building up over a few years now, like not even the whole life of the Switch, but for a few years, the Nintendo Switch Online service with all the backwards compatible like old school games that are on the service. I think it would be silly that they're going to change Nintendo Switch Online, because that's what it's called. It's not just called Nintendo Online. I think it's going to be silly if they just ditch that and then start a whole new thing. They're not. There was talks ages ago that Nintendo want to stick with this Nintendo like online model and keep pushing that. So to me, the Switch 2 will be another Switch iteration, and it's going to bring that onto it and maybe develop it and make it better. And frickin' I hope I hope that they change the eShop, because it sucks. The eStore is rubbish. It's so slow and outdated. Just no. So I hope they change that and sort of develop it. Maybe we see GameCube on there, fingers crossed, and maybe we see Wii come to it. I would love that. I would love them to sell the attachment and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I think they're going to take Nintendo Switch Online and then continue forth with that on the new system. And then the backwards compatibility rumors, they're actually saying that they're going to be making the games better. So a while back on some sort of games release thing, there was rumors that people had seen behind closed doors, like developers and stuff, had seen the Switch 2 running Breath of the Wild at like 4K or something like that, or like it being upscaled or whatever. It had been made better. And that is kind of going in line with these new backwards compatibility models and stuff, saying that they're making older games better. And I really hope that's the case. I mean, I'm just taking this as an example, but you've got DLSS, which is an Nvidia side, but on like Steam Deck or AMD, you've got FSR, and you can basically render out a game at a lower resolution and then upscale it with better frame rate and better image quality. It's not the same as running it natively at that resolution, but it does look good. And that's what Xbox and PlayStation are using themselves now. You know, they're using upscaling technologies, and we absolutely need that on the Switch. I've been saying this for ages. Put DLSS in the Switch. I don't know how they can do it like hardware wide. I would have thought it would be per game updates to be able to like enable it, but maybe they've got some new technology that just overrides the game and makes it better. Or maybe they go down the PlayStation route or paid upgrades, you know, where, let's take for The Last of Us, they've remastered it and then charged you £10 or $20 or whatever it is to like upgrade to the new version. Maybe Nintendo go down that route. I don't know, but it's all really exciting times. Like, it's really exciting. I really hope that Xbox pull through this Thursday and make some really good announcements for the player, because console war aside, as gaming as a whole, the more people that get to experience these games, the better, right? And on different systems, and your system of choice, it means you don't have to buy every system. That's just better for the community and for the player base, right? So I hope that they make some really good announcements on Thursday. I hope we do see a small Nintendo Direct on Friday, which then will make us see, hopefully, the Switch 2 in March. And I am so excited. I have such high expectations for the Switch 2. I hope I'm not disappointed, but regardless, I'm gonna love it anyway, because we're gonna do all the videos you can think about on the channel about it. And of course, any new like Joy-Con alternatives and controllers, we're going to be looking at. So you've made it to the end of the video, and I just want to have a bit of a rambles. This whole video has been a bit more casual, right? Just been like chilling, chatting to you, and I just want to say I'm leaving here, not YouTube, but here. This studio right here. This is the last video I'm filming here ever, because I'm moving. For the last year, Christina and I have bought a house, and we spent an entire year, every day off and everything with my family, renovating it. And I've made a much larger home studio in there rather than where I am currently. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I've already got a couple of videos, pre-filmed that will be going up. We've got some Joy-Con comparisons, which will be going up over my time off. So the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to be here, so sorry if YouTube replies and stuff and comments are slow, but yeah, I'm not going to be here, but there's content like backed up for my time off because I'm going to be moving entirely. We're moving where we're living to this new place, and of course I've got to set up the new studio, which I cannot wait to be in, because I've been in this room for quite a while now, and I can't wait to, have a much larger studio and show you that. So it's exciting times. It is exciting times. So I can't wait to share it with you. So thank you so much to everyone that's been supporting us. Make sure you go down there, like this video, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on the whole Xbox thing, Nintendo Switch 2 thing, and all that good stuff. Check out mine and AJ's podcast over here, and check out another video from me down here. And more importantly, memberships are open. You can become a member, see these videos early, and all that good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.